Peace, y'all. What's up? I want to show y'all something. You see behind me? That right there is the gravesite of my great grandfather and my great grandmother. Look around me. What you see behind me? Take a look. What you see behind me? I'm in Dallas, Georgia right now. And this is a graveyard dedicated to members of my family. This is on my father's side. So my father, his mother, so my grandmother, her father. So that's my great-grandfather. My great-great-grandfather is the first child of these two. So directly behind me right here, this is where Bartlett Flemister was laid to rest. And then his wife and partner on this side, where Rowena Beckham's Flemister was laid to rest. It's the history that I know of because it was preserved so well in my family. I know the story of these, the patriarch and the matriarch on that side of my family, because every generation since them has been taught their story. Some of y'all may have heard a little bit of that. So real quick, right? With Rowena here, she experienced in 1862, 1863, something like that. So during the Civil War, her and their firstborn child, who I'm a descendant of them through, they were here all in this area as forcibly enslaved people. Flemister, the man who believed he had the right to own my family, made the decision to sell Rowena and their firstborn to a plantation in Alabama. Now, with the technology that we have, it's not that difficult, right, to get from Georgia to Alabama. But then it was much harder. And of course, the Civil War was happening. This is Confederate States, Confederate America, and the complete disregard of all black life. So towards the end of the Civil War, my great-great-great-grandmother and my great-great-grandfather walk from Alabama back to Georgia to connect with Bartlett Flemister to reunite their family. You know what I'm saying? So like when we really get into the history of the way that institutional state systemic violence has shown up to obliterate families. My family was separated by that type of violence, but we didn't allow that to define our story. So we reunite. We reunite because of the heroism on behalf of my great-great-great-grandmother and my great-great-grandfather, walking during the Civil War with so many threats to their life. And this is a mother alone with her son, you know what I'm saying? Like walking to reunite her family, they reconnect. And as a result of that reconnection, my family made a commitment. We made a commitment to never allow anything to separate us ever again. And which is part of the reason why we've had a yearly family reunion. So I'm here right now. This is the month of June. We have a family reunion every year in the end of August in this area. It's on the same land, so our family has purchased land where we use it only for the family reunion. Friday night, there's a fish fry. Saturday, we gather at the family land and we do our family reunion. Then after that, I'm gonna turn again for y'all because behind me, you see this church. So then on Sunday, the family usually gathers for a church service and finishes out the events of the family reunion. But we've been doing that consistently for more than 100 years. I believe this year, which is 2024, we'll be going into the 143rd or maybe 144th consecutive year of hosting our family reunion. They started it back in the 1880s. Because of this history, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you're gonna try to break us apart? No, we're not gonna allow anything to break us apart. So the bravery on behalf of these folks who are my ancestors to reunite the family and then to make the commitment that we will never allow anything to have us broken up again. At least once a year, we all gonna gather to make sure that everybody's good. And we've been consistently doing that for more than 140 years. So on that side of my family, this is the strength that I come from. I know that, you know what I'm saying? And that's why there's nothing that will ever be in front of me that I'm gonna feel, oh, that's too great for me, or that's too great for my family. And I'm here with my family as well. So I'm the only one on camera, but my daughter, she's right over here. My wife is right over here as well. Took a picture with my daughter. So this is something that she'll remember as she gets older, that she'll be able to look back and be like, I was there. I'm the next generation that's carrying this tradition forward, which is a beautiful thing. And then behind me more, right, you'll see, you can't see it that well, but there are tombstones all throughout, because on this land, I mean, you might be able to see it a little bit better over here, right? Yeah, let me try to focus the camera for you a little bit better. There you go. Some tombstones over there, tombstones over here, because all throughout the soil here, my ancestors are in this land. My ancestors are buried here. And so when I came here for the first time in 2015, so there's a picture of me standing next to this. I might put the picture in the video so y'all can see it. This was my first time having a chance to visit this space, and I was surrounded by my family members who were the caretakers of this property, and they were telling me the story about how, I mean, right next to me, here, the unmarked grave. There's some more back there. See those? So there's all these different graves, and some of them are unmarked, and these are family members of ours that were here before Rowena and Bartlett. Our people been here, and our people been fighting, our people have been resisting, our people have been rebelling, and they've been fighting to keep their family together. And I'm proof of that fight, and we gonna carry on tradition. So it's truly, I mean, I'm so thankful for being from this lineage of this matriarch and this patriarch. Their story has inspired every generation of our family since then, and we're gonna carry it on. And to be here with my daughter, who is the next generation, who's gonna be carrying on that tradition, it's an honor. And for all of us, right? We come from such strong people. If you know your family stories, it's beautiful. Keep that stuff moving forward and carry on that tradition. If you don't, do whatever you can to try to learn about your family. But in general, if we don't know those specific details, we have to know that we come from some of the strongest people, and who had to endure some of the most barbaric historical events that the human species has ever witnessed. And we still here, and we still carrying it on. And so I hope that my ancestors see what we do and what we're doing. And I hope that it makes them proud in a way that we try to carry on that tradition and honor their legacy. All right, y'all, I'm gonna see y'all soon. Peace. Peace, y'all. We back one more time. I had to add one more piece to it. So I'm still here at the cemetery, right? But I want y'all to be able to focus on this one right there. That one. One more time. That's the headstone for Charles Flemister. Charles Flemister was the firstborn of Rowena and Bartlett. So I was telling y'all that story about Rowena being sold off to Alabama with her firstborn son. That's him right here. So I'm a direct descendant of Rowena and Bartlett through Charles. He had a son, Henry Luther. Henry Luther is my grandmother's father. Then you get my grandmother, then you get my father, and then you get me. He was born April 17th, 1852. So either in 1863 or it was 1864 when he was sold off with his mother. So he was around the age of 11 or 12 when that happened. Then they escaped from Alabama back to Georgia. He was a teenager. So the bravery in telling the story that I was telling you about with Bartlett and Rowena, and what Rowena did as a mother with her son, but being that young, confronted with all of that. Confederate States of America, the Civil War, the threat to any black body moving around. They did that. come from 2 generations of folks who faced the worst, you know what I'm saying? And then built so much in our family. We still here. We still here. That's him. That's my great-great-grandfather. So y'all had a chance to see my great-great-great-grandfather, my great-great-great-grandmother, my great-great-grandfather, and we still carrying on tradition. So I appreciate y'all taking a look at that, being here with me for this history. I ain't from Georgia. I'm from California, born and raised in the Bay Area. But it's something when your blood is actually in the soil. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, the legacy that was created by my ancestors. I'm proud of it. It inspires me every day of my life. All right, y'all.